Welcome to Aur Batao. This is Kritarth.
This is Ravi.
This is Ayush.
This is Aranan.
This is Saket. Let's get it started.
In this episode, we talk about what it means to make financial plans, why they induce anxiety, and why you should get started today. A subtle shift in your mental model of financial planning is all that's needed. We plan to follow up with more concrete tips soon, so make sure to subscribe for future updates.
फाइनेंस का एक काफी बड़ा मोटिवेशन मेरे लिए मनी है. लाइक मनी, ऑफ कोर्स एवरीवन लाइक्स मनी. किसी को कोई इंसेंटिव या मोटिवेशन देने की जरूरत नहीं है. मनी बायस स्टेटस, फ्रीडम, अपॉर्चुनिटी. बट एंड फाइनेंस इज सॉर्ट ऑफ अ सेट ऑफ हैक्स, जहां तक मुझे लगता है, दैट let you grow money over long periods of time, and also in a way कि you don't have to think about it consistently. जैसे ये बड़ी अच्छी एक बात है कि you want to earn money but you don't want to keep thinking about it. आपको earn करना है but spend करना है, enjoy करना है money. तो finance is sort of something you can do on the side without your constant attention, and it sort of can give you peace of mind कि yes, you're doing good, like your money is working for you and will help you in the future. So I've basically gotten more and more interested in that area over 4-5 years right out of college, and then read some books and schools of thought. So I will try to share my learnings, and then हम और discuss कर सकते हैं इस पे.
हम सबको लगता है कि भाई फाइनेंस इंपॉर्टेंट तो है, एक पैसे इन्वेस्ट तो करने ही चाहिए, बट ये वैसी चीज लगती है कि इट विल बी टू हार्ड. तो लाइक टू गेट स्टार्टेड, आप लाइक लेट्स, व्हाई डोंट यू गेट स्टार्टेड, लाइक टेल अस simple things, like 3 things about finance we don't know, but and like talk to us like you're stupid, like
Explain like I'm 5.
like
Yeah, I mean, 3 things that come to my mind is ki firstly, finance is simple. So like addressing your point, it is simple but not easy. Like it is easy to understand but hard to implement in practice. So what you really have to do is make up your mind and believe in yourself that you can do it, and then keep yourself honest and do it over long periods of time. It's just like if you take financial health with the health metaphor, it's just like working out, right? Gym jana, like what is the whole idea of it, but actually karna, making time for it in the week is hard. So that is the difficulty, but otherwise it's very simple.
one big concern that I have is that if I become financially smart, I will not be able to have fun.
No, in fact, finance is your way of making yourself disconnected from like managing money every day. Finance is the tools that will let you enjoy your life and take care of the money part. Basically, it's sort of the things that will deal with the money without you having to deal with it. So finance is exactly how you will have fun in life while also making sure that the money is well invested and like you're financially secure in the future. So you should learn about finance. It's like, let's say you want to go from place A to B, right? Now there are various ways of going there, but if you learn how to drive, then you can get there more consistently and you can have more peace of mind. But that is just a one-time cost to like learn how to drive or any other kind of skill that you pick up. Initially there will be a learning curve, but once you get there, then it will sort of make things much simpler and you can focus on other things. Abhi, there is an underlying anxiety in many people who don't do this, that should I get there, should I do that, but you can do it once and then you will reap the benefits.
रवि ने बोला कि अगर तुम डे टू डे अगर तुम पैसे के बारे में सोच रहे हो, इसका मतलब यू आर एक्चुअली नॉट डूइंग फाइनेंस लाइक प्रॉपर्ली, राइट? दैट इज व्हाट इट इज. क्योंकि इन जनरल क्या होता है कि लोग सोचते हैं कि अगर मैं पैसा अगर बचाने की कोशिश करूंगा हमेशा तो वो मजा नहीं आएगा फिर जिंदगी में, राइट? और मुझे लगता है कि वो स्टेटमेंट ही उस प्रॉब्लम का आंसर है. लेकिन वे मजा नहीं आएगा, जिंदगी तो बहुत लंबी है, राइट? लाइक तो यू कैन नॉट हैव लाइक अ पर्टिकुलर पीरियड वेयर यू कैन जस्ट हैव ऑल द फन दैट यू वांट एंड द नेक्स्ट पीरियड वेयर यू आर नॉट हैविंग फन एट ऑल, राइट? सो फाइनेंस, आई थिंक इट गिव्स यू दैट पर्सपेक्टिव इज कि भाई तुम फन करो, बट थोड़ा सा आगे का भी सोच लो कि अगर तुम नहीं, if you don't plan for everything, then you probably fall into a very big trap, right? I've seen this happen in my family. I think all of us have seen this. Like all of us know people who had like a lot of fun like initially and later were like really like in a bad situation. So I think the way I would like summarize this is finance is a way which enables you to do what you want but also keeps you in check in a way that you can you can be in that situation of like enjoying for a really long time rather than just enjoying for a particular period of time.
I guess is it fair to say कि ये anxiety provoking इसलिए generally लोग कहते हैं ना like आप थोड़ा you think about like future के बारे में सोचो type की चीज future के बारे में सोचना is anxiety provoking in people, right? Like I think
Planning in general provoke करता है anxiety, but planning is the only thing which actually reduces anxiety also.
एक बात हमने last time भी करी थी like about like finance and all is also about knowing yourself and having realistic goals. So when you start actually planning, thinking about the future, lot of things that you think might be possible may not be possible, and like looking at what actually needs to be done can become very stressful, and like you want to avoid that. So, I understand. I also understand the only way to get, but this is only like a fool's paradise.
Yeah, and finance is also not just about saving. Matlab, it's not like you will keep limiting yourself to like you will curb your desires and all. Finance basically helps you kind of put them in context of other things. Like people have lots of desires, right? You want to do something today, but you also want to do something next year, in next 10 years. So they all bring it together. Matlab, 10 years ki cheez bhi you think about today, and that so it doesn't feel like saving if you are planning for 10 years from now. It feels like you're spending towards that. So it sort of is a way of thinking and being more aware of your choices every day financially. But going ahead, like the second thing is finance is important. I think we have already talked about it. So as you're planning beyond today, again, like you picture a life in the future, how you want to be, what you want to do. You have plans of traveling or buying a home, car, education. So financial planning will kind of put these all in on the same chart, and like you can allocate money accordingly. And thirdly, you can start today. You can always improve over time, but just take the leap, have faith in yourself, and do some very simple things today and keep doing them and then build on that.
But what is the like best case scenario? Like what basically to strive for? Again, like compared to the health analogy, काफी टाइम जिम जाओगे सही से न्यूट्रिशन करोगे तो एब्स निकल के आएंगी like you will look good. So that is like there is the image of what success looks like. क्या डिफरेंस आएगा लाइफ में? लाइक अगर हम थोड़ा कॉन्ट्रास्ट कर पाए तो काफी अच्छा like would be pretty motivating.
Matlab, in a health setting, one of the very clear things people track is weight or BMI, right? But many people also say it's probably not the best thing to track. Like some, like if you want to bulk up, you want to increase your weight. So in some sense, the money, the actual money that you have, can be considered a weight. So just increasing that money is probably not the best thing to do. Which means that is why just saving is not enough. Like if you are just holding out your desires कि आज मैं खाना ही नहीं खाऊंगा और 10 रुपए बच जाएंगे फिर वो बढ़ते जाएंगे, that is not prudent sustainable financial planning, because you can do it for a month, but then if you keep limiting yourself, you will not have ways to grow. So if you should really invest in yourself. So there are good ways of spending money and bad ways. So I think the right thing to strive for financially is what is known as financial independence, which basically means that you are in a state where we don't have to sacrifice your today for a tomorrow, right? You are working somewhere that doesn't necessarily pay you your market value, and maybe it doesn't pay you anything, that you're doing something on your own, but you have set up your life in a way that you have income streams that basically satisfy what you want to buy or the kind of life you want to afford. Either you have some passive businesses that you set up a while ago, or you had invested in companies that pay you dividends over time, or bonds. So all these things basically come together, and you don't have to work every day. You don't need a salary to be enough to pay your rent or other expenses. That is the dream of financial independence. It takes time, so it is not like you can do it overnight, of course, but there are clear steps you can take and then reevaluate 6 months, 1 year. But if you make, let's say, 10-year plans, you can be in that position with very high probability.
One thing I would say कि like adding to like Melissa's point is उसने बोला कि it's not always about कि कि तुम्हारे पास में कितना पैसा है, राइट? लाइक इट्स आल्सो अबाउट कि तुम एक्सपीरियंसेस जो तुम सोच के चले थे कि जिंदगी में तुम करोगे वो हो पा रहा है कि नहीं। लाइक मनी इज बेसिकली एनेबलर, राइट, व्हिच enables you to do shit. तुम there's this saying in India called 99 का चक्कर. I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's basically like कि अगर तुम वो बोलता है कि 99 हो जाता है तो बोलता है कि अगला 199 पहुंच जाते हैं तो 200 कर लेंगे, 200 के बाद you know how that if you are striving just for money but not the outcome that money achieves, that I think is a like a problem. Everyone in general in life has certain things that they want to do, right? जैसे मैं कॉलेज में था, and again like talking from the experiences that we have had in our past lives, आई थिंक कि वो सिलचर जाना पड़ता था मेरे को कॉलेज जाने के लिए, तो गुवाहाटी से बस चलती थी 16 आवर्स की, राइट? वो 16 आवर इज लाइक वन ऑफ द मोस्ट एक्सक्रूसिएटिंग एक्सपीरियंसेस दैट आई एवर हैड इन माय लाइफ, बिकॉज वो पहाड़ पे ऐसे चढ़ के जाती थी ऊपर और फिर ऊपर से नीचे जाती थी. व्हाट दैट मीन्स इज यू
हाँ.
ऑलवेज हैव मोशन सिकनेस, लाइक यू आर puking थ्रू आउट द 16 आवर्स. One thing I always had कि मेरे पास अगर पैसा आएगा तो I will never travel in a fucking bus. Like that is one of the things that if I get enough money, right? So that statement is basically कि money, if I get money and I would like to enable myself to travel through like flight and like not go through this pain again, right? So अभी मैं जब कभी भी सोचता हूँ that dictates how I actually spend money, like right now, not even kidding, like this is what exactly happens. अगर फ्लाइट का ऑप्शन अवेलेबल है तो मैं बस पे नहीं चढ़ूंगा, चाहे वो कितना भी डिफरेंस क्यों नहीं हो वो पैसे में, because that's one thing that I promised myself, if I get enough money I'll do it.
So financial independence is making enough money so that like you don't have to make more money. You have basically hit. So is it fair to say कि it's like a numbers? So you have like this X number. कहते हैं ना ये स्टार्टअप वाले लोग क्या नंबर मिल जाएगा तो छोड़ के चले जाओगे. So is it about that? And ये नंबर भी मतलब it's not I think very easy to calculate this number, क्योंकि जैसे like साकेत ने और मैंने जिस बारे में अभी बात करी, ये हमारी पॉइंट लाइफ का एक पॉइंट है जो हम जानते हैं. जैसे कि ये जानता है वैसे बस में नहीं बैठना, काफी इसका लाइक स्ट्रॉन्ग है.
हाँ.
तो मतलब इसके उसमें जो भी इसका नंबर है उसमें जितने भी इसको ट्रैवल्स हैं उसमें सबका प्लेन का कॉस्ट जोड़ना पड़ेगा और नंबर इसका थोड़ा बढ़ जाएगा. तो ये बेसिकली मैं डिसाइड कर रहा हूँ मेरे को किस क्लास में रहना है. और लेकिन कितना मुश्किल है इसमें, मतलब मुझे ये भी नहीं पता मेरे कितने बच्चे होंगे और उनको मुझे मतलब फॉरेन पढ़ाना होगा कि नहीं, तो ये कैसे मतलब feasible है.
I think precursor to financial independence is having exactly those plans and dreams. मतलब if you don't know what you are saving for, फिर कोई फायदा ही नहीं है financial independence का. मतलब six packs बना लिए but you क्यों बनाए? Like you need to see the future of that, right? So you have to start there. मतलब अभी I think what you are wrestling with is कि मेरे plans क्या होंगे 10 साल, which is fine, like you can take your time to think about that, but कुछ तो बहुत standard चीजें हैं ही कि मतलब हाउस या कार या एजुकेशन, ये सब तो बहुत स्टैंडर्ड चीजें हैं. एंड यू कैन राइट सम बैक ऑफ द एनवेलप नंबर्स देयर एंड पिक्चर इट लाइक 18 years फॉरवर्ड. ये बिल्कुल बेसिक मैथ लगा सकते हो कि हाउ मच एवरी मंथ आई हैव टू सेव टू गेट टू एक्स इन 30 months या 30 years, राइट? तो ये नंबर्स लिख लिख के यू कैन गेट अ बॉल पार्क फिगर, एंड that is the number which if you hit tomorrow then you are financially independent because you've already crossed that line. So in some sense it's very easy, but if you don't know ki what are the different goals, then make up some numbers, matlab overestimate, so that even if you fall behind it's not that bad. So but don't take it as an excuse to delay कि अच्छा अभी तो मेरे को आइडिया ही नहीं है तो मैं शुरू ही नहीं करूंगा.